What we introduced in Chile actually with the big export companies, because they have hundreds or thousands hectares of cherries, and mostly the main variety is Santina, Lepix and Regina. They have to pick the services all in a couple of days on ladders, on big trees, and we started for about 2010 with the introduction of the Pergola system. So a new system to produce the cherries without ladders, do all the work and the picking from the ground, and make sure that we have the uniform quality. And to get the uniform quality, you have to make sure that you have the same branches, the same spur quality, all the same in the system. So what we do, we plant the trees on cold or crisp. In Chile it's mostly cold, high vigor trees, not very productive, but we can make them productive if we snap the branches. So that's what we do here. We snap the branches, and we do the same as what you see in the previous picture. After production, we cut the branch and replace it with a new one. So in winter time, we have always a 1 and 2 year old branch in the tree, and the ones that produce, we cut out. And the reason is that we need this good spur quality in the second year or the third year to produce the cherries. So you see the leaf quality, the spur quality, and that is what we need. So we have to control the vigor on the tree. If we have the vigor, we have to turn it into production. And we select our good shoots of about 10-12 millimeters, 1 meter long or 1 meter 20 long. That's the shoots that we break. That will give us the guarantee that it will produce 28 plus. Because the diameter or the size of the cherries is always related to the diameter of the branch where you produce. So we select actually with breaking, snapping the branches. If they produce in 2 or 3 years, we select already the size of the cherries on the tree at that time. And it's important that we make the quality on the tree and not on the grading machine. So the quality comes from the tree. Except this system, it's not high, it's only 1 meter 80 high. So you do all the work from the ground, you pick from the ground, the pruning from the ground. But we need a small sprayer that you can drive underneath. Okay, with the new equipment, new machinery, it is available. These sprayers they use also in table cranes. So it's different with a pergola system because you use 10,000 square meters per hectare for production. The only way the driveway is underneath, and so you can use the whole surface for production. So it's actually like a UFO system, but then on a horizontal way. This is in Chile. Even there they put covers on top of it, the hay grove tunnels. It is possible, okay, it's a lot of work, and actually the disadvantage of the pergola system is that we cannot cover it. Because your cables are in the length and in the width to support the structure, and it's very hard to cover. So that's why we do the double table system in Europe, because then we can still drive with a platform. But in a pergola system, it's very hard because you cannot work with a platform unless you don't cover it. Now, the companies Valente and Fruit Security developed an automatic cover systems also for the pergola systems that is introduced now, so we will see in the future. But in Chile, they produce a lot of cherries, the same in South Africa, without cover systems. So excellent for these pergola systems to produce cherries. So what they do, they plant a whip tree actually without side feathers on cold wood stock. We cut it at 1 meter 60. First year, normally you get 3-4 upright new shoots. We make sure that the structure is in, so we have 2 wires or 4 wires on each side of the tree. We break the branches horizontally, and every year from these buds you get your new renewal shoots that you will break again. We'll break always at this time, in March, April, with the leaves on the tree. So then we cut out the ones that produce, and they replace it with a new shoot from the top of the tree, which grows here in the middle. We do this in March, April. The reason is if we damage the trees in the winter time with pruning or breaking, it's a risk on Pseudomonas. In Europe, we're not allowed to use antibiotics or paint it with fungicides. There's no way we can paint with calcium hydroxide that will protect. But if we do it now, there's no reason to spray or to protect the roots because it will cover with new callus tissue in 7 to 10 days. And it will be fine for the winter, protect again without any problems with Pseudomonas or other diseases. So you get actually a very flat system with a very high density. Normally you plant 3 by 1 meter, so 3,000 trees per hectare in this system. You can plant closer if you want on Gisla, but on gold normally it's 3 by 1 meter and 1 meter 80 high. And in this way, all the cherries and the branches are in the same position, of the same age, and that's how we get the uniform quality of the fruits.
What tonnage do they get?
Sorry?
What tonnage do they get per hectare?
We also here we focus on 20 tons per hectare because we want to limit the production per tree. So if we have 3,000 trees per hectare, we want to focus on 6 kilo, maximum 8 kilos a tree to get around this 20 tons. So that means we need 3 branches for production on each side and 3 branches to replace it every year. Of course, we can produce more. Yeah. If you have a good vigor in the trees, a good vitality, you can take 1 branch more to increase the production, but we need vigor. It's very important because if you put more production on, production will also slow down the vigor. But we need vigor. Even on a gold rootstock, we need this upright shoots of 1 meter every year. So we have to move the trees. But this is what you get. You get branches. We can pick the cherries in one time, so no second pick, actually all in one time, because we produce on the same age of spurs, the same age of branches.